What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Hao Vu, and this is the Hao Vu Moto Vlog. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to take a second to share with you guys how important I think it is to practice gratitude on a daily basis. I myself practice gratitude the first thing I wake up in the morning and when I lay my head down at night. And I think they call it practicing gratitude because it's something we truly have to work at. It's something that we've lost touch over the years, especially these days with social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. It's all in our faces, and we see celebrities and all these rich kids with the viral videos and the TikToks and the expensive motorcycles and the big boobs and the six-pack abs. It's like everything. It's really easy to compare our lives to all this glamour and all this glory and all these riches and fancy material things. It's so easy to just want that and get so caught up in that and think, man, I don't have any of that, and be kind of down on ourselves, you know? But when you realize it, all the stuff that you see, most of the stuff you see on YouTube and Instagram, I mean, it's people's highlight reel. It's designed to look good. It's designed to give off a superfluous, extravagant, glamorous, unattainable even lifestyle. You don't see the stress that goes behind that. You don't see all the people who are involved in making that happen. You don't know the true details on that one little picture or that one little video. Like, it could be anybody. I mean, it's designed for the likes and for the algorithms and for the ad revenue. So I think it's very important this day and age, especially with social media. I think that's my public service announcement as someone on YouTube, to just say, you know, practice gratitude, guys. Practice loving what you have. And you might not have your motorcycle license yet. You might not have a motorcycle yet. You might not have a job, but there's always something to be grateful for. You know, if you have clean water, if you have indoor plumbing, if you have a roof over your head, if you have a fridge full of food, if you have a mother who makes you food every night, or a wife that makes you food every night, whatever it is, you know, you count your blessings, guys. It's the key to one of the keystones to living a happy, healthy, fulfilling life. So, some of the footage you're seeing right now is me riding around the outskirts of downtown Sacramento. And, you know, I see a lot of these people intense, whether they choose to be on the street or not. You know, I think about that and I'm grateful. You know, I could have been just as easy one of those people on the side of the road, but I have all that I have. I have this small little YouTube channel. I have all the positive energy you guys surround me with, and I'm very grateful for all of that. So that's what I wanted to start this video off with. Don't lose track of all the stuff that you have, guys. And if it's not where you want to be, there's nothing wrong with having goals and desires, but just put yourself in a positive place first, right? Don't think that you're going to be happy once you get the motorcycle, once you get the license, once you get the raise at work, once you get the beautiful wife, okay? Once you get a big fat booty, once you get those big muscles and the six-pack abs, then you'll be happy. No, you have to learn how to be happy with what you've got and put yourself in a real good, positive place. And then from a positive place, that's that good foundation where you build good energy upon good energy, and you set your intentions and your goals and you work towards them with positive energy, and your life will start to change for the better. Better things will start happening to you, and slowly your quote unquote dreams will start to come true. But then you'll realize all we ever have is right now, this moment right now. It's not sometime in the future that we're going to be happy. We need to learn how to be happy right now. So gratitude is so, so important, guys. Practice it. Practice it. Take it from me. Practice it. Guys, getting into today's video, 9 things that I wish I knew, or I wish I knew to a better extent, to more full extent before I started motorcycling, when I was getting into motorcycling. In no particular order. I do kind of want to save my most important one for last, so I'll do that. But number 1, buy good gear. I wish I knew that. I wish I wasn't so broke when I started motorcycling. I wish I had some more money, but don't go into debt, right? Please don't go into debt, but buy good gear. Save up if you need to, buy used if you need to, but it's really not worth skimping out. And even, I will say, a lot of the lower name brands that make cool stuff, it might be appealing and you might like it, but honestly, the more expensive gear, you get what you pay for. It's more well made. It's made by people who actually care about making good motorcycling gear versus people who just care about making flashy motorcycle gear that's cheap and they're caring about turning a profit, right? So I'm not going to name any name brands, but when I started out, I just bought a cool, affordable helmet from a relatively, known brand in motorcycling. But to be honest, it was cheap. it was cheap gear, and yeah, it looked cool and edgy and modern, but you know, the Arai helmet that I paid whatever $900 for, which was like 4 times the price of the cheaper helmet, it's worth every single penny, from the fit and the finish to the paint to the visor mechanism to the quality of the visor to the quality of the plastic. Like, every piece of material on it is better, and it's much safer. It's made by hand in Japan. So generally you get what you pay for. Expensive jacket, gloves. I mean, I've gone through hundreds of dollars worth of cheap ass gear, and it's just ultimately a waste. So guys, buy good gear. Number 2, you're going to pay lots more than MSRP. Don't think that if you're going to buy brand new, you're going to walk into a dealership and just pay tax. There's going to be a lot of fees that they charge, and in the end, they will break it down for you. The thing that I really want to hammer home is, if you're a young guy and you're walking into a dealership, don't be afraid to ask questions. You need to ask questions. Don't be one of those prideful guys. Maybe like you learned this from your dad and you're just like, no, give me a good deal. Screw you. You're a dishonest sale. Like, don't have this like negative combative attitude towards the salesman. He's just doing what he's doing. He's a salesman. That's like, you know, like you wouldn't knock a basketball player for scoring baskets, right? So don't try to assume that the salesman is some sleazy guy. I mean, he really doesn't have that much room to play with. Like, he's not just like magically charging you $700 and he's going to pocket this $700 for himself. You know, he's not some evil person for the most part, right? So just ask questions and they'll answer you, right? If it's a lot over MSRP, just be like, hey, wow, this is a lot more than I thought it would be. Can you break this down for me? Can you tell me what these dealer fees are? These $600 in dealer fees. Can you explain a little bit more on what that is? And you know, if they get the impression that, you know, that you're going to walk away, or that, you know, that rubbed you the wrong way, they're either going to be a little more honest with you, they're going to cut you a better deal, or that's just going to be it. And you can walk out of the dealership and then find the bike somewhere else. And now you'll know, okay, this guy was charging me $600 in dealer fees, and this place is charging me $400, and he's more friendly, and I want to give them my business, you know? So just look out for yourself. Go out to different dealerships. Don't be afraid to make calls. Don't be afraid to ask questions, you know? Don't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, in fact, the person that's not afraid to ask questions and is not afraid to look stupid or look like a newbie, that person's going to come out on top, because they're going to answer your questions, right? They're going to answer your questions. So you really have nothing to lose. You only have money to save and experience to gain. So guys, that's kind of what I knew, what I wish I knew about going into the dealership in general. Number 3, Supersport bikes are overrated. Now, granted, here in California, there's a lot of racetracks and the weather is very, very permitting to just ride all season long. So you actually will go to the racetrack and see a good amount of Supersport track riders. But when you're talking about a good amount, it seems that way because you're at a racetrack. But when you're talking about all the motorcycles and even just all the people who own Supersport bikes, they're overrated in my opinion. I've had some, and especially don't listen to guys who have only had Supersport bikes. I mean, don't listen to the bros of the Supersport community, because they're uncomfortable and they're really, really fast. They're really, really powerful, and you get addicted to that power. But it's just, when you cut out all the nonsense, you could be having just as much fun. You could be having practically just as much power on a naked or something like that. And it will just be more comfortable. It'll be cheaper to insure. It'll be more practical for most of the riding that you're going to be doing. I mean, unless you're going to a track, these bikes are race replica bikes. That's what they're designed to do. So just for the street, they're overrated. If you're not going to the track and you don't have a full racetrack suit and you're not really out there every weekend getting after it, I mean, you'd be better off with another bike, right? I'm going to put that one on hold because it has a lot to do with my last point here. But Supersport bikes are overrated, guys. Number 4, practice and courses are very important, especially emergency braking. Like, you need to be practicing this. If there's one skill that kind of ranks at the top, emergency braking is up there. I do a lot of urban riding. I ride through the city a lot, and a city is like thousands of little intersections. It's a grid, right? So think about every time you're going down a city street, from one end of the city to the other end, it's just like dozens and dozens of little intersections. And whether there's a light there or not, whether it's an alleyway or a stop sign or a straight up traffic light, it's still dozens and dozens of opportunities to get straight up killed. Like, for a car to just run the red light, blow past a stop sign, for a delivery truck to just come out of an alley, just out of nowhere. It happens, it can and will happen. And if you don't practice emergency braking, and the first time that you need to do that is the time where it may save your life, or just make or break the situation. Like, don't put yourself in that situation. Know what it's like not only to go 60 miles per hour, but to go 60 miles per hour and have to stop that freaking bike as fast as you damn well can. Because I promise you, you will not take it for granted anymore. It's so easy to learn how to ride a motorcycle, especially something like a dual sport or a supermoto, like a 300cc motorcycle. It's so easy. You'll develop so much confidence. But until you know what it's like, you're going to be saying, oh, 60 miles per hour is nothing now. I want to go faster. I want to go faster. But let me tell you this, my friend, when you have to slam those brakes at 60 miles per hour and you don't do it good enough because you don't have ABS and you just hammer the rear brake and your rear tire kicks out and you down that bike, or you just are not comfortable doing that and you just slam into a car or worse, because you've never done it before, don't put yourself in that situation. And then from that point on, I guarantee you, you will know the true value of going 60 miles per hour. You will know, and every time you're on 60 miles per hour, you're going to remember what it's like. Every time you pass an intersection, when that car pulled out in front of you and you had to brake to save your life, never again will 60 miles per hour feel the same way to you again, my friends. So practice, 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 take courses. And if you're not going to do any of that, practice emergency braking, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 miles per hour, and just smoothly squeeze the brakes, right? Don't rely on your ABS if you have it. If you have it, that's great. On my supermoto, I don't. So you have to be really good with it. You have to understand, don't just jam the rear brake because the rear tire will kick out on you. You have to apply it firmly and then ease off the rear. And then the front is almost the exact opposite, right? Just like a gradual, but increasing pressure, right? And this all has to happen pretty fast, right? So when push comes to shove and you're in that situation, you're not going to be like, oh crap. You're going to be like, all right, I'm used to this. I know what it's like to stop this bike when I'm going at a decent pace, right? So that's very important, guys. Emergency braking. Number 5, buy used. You're going to save the most money if you buy used motorcycle, all right? And you're going to get your pick and you're going to be able to really understand what it's like and see all the different motorcycles out there. And your money's just going to go a lot further. You're going to save thousands of dollars in fees if you just buy used. And motorcycles hold their value very, very well. If you make the right deal, you can buy something, try it out, sell it a year later, and you probably won't lose any money, to be honest. Unless you absolutely screw it up or put a bunch of junk parts on it, you're absolutely only going to lose like a couple hundred maybe, unless you keep the damn thing for like a year and put like 10,000 miles on it. That's a different story. But for most people, you're hardly going to lose out on any money if you buy used. So it's really, really, really a smart decision. And, I'm kind of a hypocrite because I bought my supermoto brand new, but that was, it was a special case there, but I definitely bought a lot of used motorcycles in the past 2 years. And it really is the way to go for so many reasons. So don't be afraid to buy used. Don't think that it's going to be like some kind of bad bike. You do have to be kind of smart and know what you're buying and really, know who you're buying from, more importantly, but definitely consider buying used. Number 6 is dual sport or supermoto. I've said it before. I'll say it again. That's the most fun that I think you're going to have on 2 wheels. It's just going to be the most practical for sure. It's going to be the most comfortable for sure. They're going to be the lightest bikes pretty much that are street legal. The power to weight ratio is going to be there. It's just don't knock it until you try it. Don't you dare knock it until you try it. Number 8 kind of goes into the used thing. Learn about different types of bikes, different types of engines. Have a general idea of the different types of engines, parallel twin, right? You're going to talk about inline 4, V4, whatever it is. Right? There's different types of engines. They make their power differently. It's not all about CCs. Weight has a position. Weight has a big part to do with it. Riding position has a big part to do with it. Different types of bikes, like what's a cruiser? What's an adventure bike? What's a dual sport? Just kind of learn about that. Browse the used bike market. Do some research. Watch YouTube videos. Like just learn so you can make a better decision about what you want and what kind of tool that you need for the job that you think you're going to be doing. You would never go out and buy a butcher knife if you're just trying to cut tiny little fruit, right? You just wouldn't do that. You buy a butcher knife to cut into huge animal bones. That's what, so buy the right tool for the job. Just learn about all the different types of bikes out there. Bikes are just tools. They're made for very specific riders doing very specific things on their motorcycles. So the more you can learn about that, the more you are equipped to make the right decision. It's expensive, guys. I wish I knew that this is an expensive hobby, sport, pastime, whatever. gas, gear, insurance, the bike, the mistakes that you make on the bike, the aftermarket mods, dropping the bike, if you're trying to replace everything after you dropped it, if you want to get perfect fairings again after you drop it, or if you buy a new bike like me and just sell it, you're going to lose money there, because you didn't know to just buy used and save money, you idiot. It's an expensive hobby. Don't get into debt, guys. Don't get into debt. Have a good job, save money, pay it off. Just do whatever you have to. But, debt is not going to make your life better. Motorcycling is going to make your life better, but debt is not. The last thing I want to talk about, this is number 9, drop the ego, drop the attachment. I wish I knew that. And it's something that maybe every rider goes through. And it's something you may not ever understand until you go through it yourself. But just some words of wisdom here. I want to say a lot of guys especially get into motorcycling, let's be honest, because they want to be cool. Because it's cool. It's cool to get the helmet and the cool sport bike and the leather jacket, and you just feel cool. Like you put on that helmet and you just might as well be putting on a Superman cape, right? And what I think goes into that is that you're filling some kind of void. You are not whole, and you're going out and you think, man, I'll be cool if I get this motorcycle. Man, that's so cool. You look at other guys and you're like, man, that's cool. I want to be like that guy, right? You have no idea who that guy is under the helmet. He could be a complete jackass who beats his wife, right? But you just look at him, he's like, man, that's cool, and I want to be like him. Because maybe I was teased growing up. Maybe I was always the nerdy kid in school. Maybe I was just a scrawny little kid in school that I got picked on all the time. Maybe my dad walked out on me, right? Maybe I was whatever it is. Generally, if you're getting this to feel cool, it's to fill some kind of void that you have. And you put on this helmet, you get on this Harley, you get on this Supersport bike, you get on your R6, you get on your R1, your Fireblade 1000 Triple R. And now all of a sudden you're this cool guy, and you go out and you meet other sport bike riders and you belong with them. You want to roll with them. You guys feel so cool revving your engines. It sounds so cool. And I'm not knocking that. Don't get it wrong, guys. Don't get me twisted that I'm knocking this. I'm not. I understand that, and I was that guy. But if you need this Harley to feel cool, and if you feel like such a badass when you're on this Harley and you don't wear your gear because that's for pussies, and you wear a half helmet because full face helmets are for pussies, and you're just so cool with your tattoos and you just feel like a badass, and like that's such a main reason how you feel when you're on that motorcycle. I mean, can that be enough, guys? Like, is that enough? Are you really enjoying yourself if you're just out there thinking, yeah, I'm cool, I'm a badass, I love myself, I'm really feeling myself right now? Because let me tell you, no one cares. No one cares. No beautiful girl passing by you is like, oh my God, that guy is so cool. Look at him on his motorcycle. You might feel like there are some girls out there, but let me tell you, most of the time they have daddy issues and they are just as unwhole as you. They are just like you, looking to fulfill some missing part of themselves, fill some void, right? But by and large, no one gives a shit. So you're riding around like feeling cool, but there's more to it than that. There's more to life than feeling cool. And if you're filling some kind of void, you'd be much better off learning to love yourself unconditionally and learning how to be happy without circumstances, without the motorcycle, right? Without saying, I need the helmet and the motorcycle. I need the 1000cc to be better than the 600cc guy, to be better than the 300cc guy. I need to be faster than all the cars on the road. I need to have this power because I need the power in it. And I just like, it feels so good to be better than everyone, right? It feels so cool to like feel cooler than the guy in the Honda Civic and the Corolla, that little pussy, right? Whatever that is, try to figure out where that's coming from and drop it. Drop the ego, drop the attachment. Whether you're a Honda guy, quote unquote, a Harley guy, whether you need that to feel cool and you want everyone to know you have a motorcycle, right? During the work week, you're just some Joe Nobody in his cubicle who got passed on the promotion, can't get a date, right? Girls don't talk to you, and you put on that helmet, you get on the motorcycle, and you feel so cool. It's like this different persona, but nobody talks to you. You're just riding around feeling cool, right? But this is a really high stakes thing, this motorcycle riding. You could lose your life. You could lose your arms and legs. So it's important. It's important to focus on other things. Like, can you be safe? Can you actually enjoy yourself? Can you be real with yourself and say, you know what, Mike, this bike is incredibly fast and I'm never using it to its true potential. In fact, I'm not a very skilled rider. I haven't even leaned this thing over at all. And this thing is designed for maximum performance. Can I be honest and say, man, this thing is freaking loud. I can't even, my ears ring all the time now, even when I'm off the bike. It's hot as hell between my legs. Am I really enjoying it? Like, what am I really doing here? This is such a risky thing, being on this motorcycle. It's such an expensive thing. What am I really doing here? Just to feel cool? Like, just to fill some kind of missing part of me? What am I really here for? So just drop it. Learn how to enjoy yourself. And if you've never tried anything different, maybe you should. Maybe you should try the dual sport or the supermoto and then think, wow, I'm actually having fun. I actually want to go somewhere. I actually just am really cool just riding around these homeless encampments, and I'm just having a really good time with the wind in my face, shield up, t-shirt on, whatever it is, T-shirt on was a bad example, guys. I live in Sacramento. It's really hot. I love riding around the city with just a t-shirt and my shield cracked. It just makes me feel free, and I love it. And I'll never judge anyone for anything that they do. I'll never judge anything for just feeling like the cool guy on the motorcycle. But I'm just saying, you can enjoy every moment in life, and you can be whole and free. But you do got to work on yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to drop the ego. You know what I mean? So guys, I hope you took something from this. I think this was a really good one. New guys out there, experienced guys out there, whatever. Let me know in the comments how this resonated with you. This was a very, very long one. It's probably the longest video we had on this channel. But, as always, I wish you happiness. I wish you health. I wish you unlimited joy on your motorcycling journey, wherever it may take you. Thank you guys so much. Take care. I'll see you on the next one.